Stay with me. We got pulled over for a busted tail light in the back. And the police he's covered. He killed my boyfriend. He's licensed, he's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and he just shot his arm off. We got pulled over on Larpener.
Oh, that's reach for it. I told him to get his hand out.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license. Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead. Please don't tell me my boyfriend just went like that.
Keep your hands where they are, please.
Yes, I will, sir. I'll keep my hands where they are. Please don't tell me this, Lord. Please, Jesus, don't.
I am sick and tired of this injustice. Is this 1916 or 2016? Do black people mean anything in this world? How can two innocent men, be shot in cold blood on video and people still believe they deserve to die? Why do we, as a society, constantly attempt to justify why the victim deserved to die instead of figuring out why he or she died?
Check this out. After the shooting, news outlets were airing photographs of Brown wearing his high school cap and gown, remarking that he was only days away from starting his first semester in college. But by the time more outlets picked up the story, this photo was circulating around, showing Brown in a sports jersey and suggesting that the boy might have been a gangbanger. Unsurprisingly, in response to this blatant race baiting that the news media uses to drive their narrative, the Twitter community came up with the hashtag #IfTheyGunnedMeDown, posting pictures of themselves on social media and asking which picture the news media would likely use if they were gunned down by police. In this tweet, Ben Valence asked if the media would portray her as a gangbanger or a classy lady. And here, a user posts a photo of himself in a U.S. Army uniform alongside a selfie of him holding a toy gun, asking if the media would use the pic on the left or the one on the right if he were gunned down.
The real enemy here is the government. They truly control the media, and the media will demonize any black person who is killed by police. Dylan Roof, the man accused of perpetrating the June 17, 2015 Charleston shooting, where 9 people were killed, was apprehended and brought to a Burger King to get a meal before being detained. Whereas Alton Sterling was shot and killed for selling CDs. Where's his Burger King? Where's his gentle and graceful arrest? You have to be ignorant or blind to see that color does matter when police make arrests. We as a race need to come together as one to face this injustice together. We need to realize that we are not free. We live in an oppressed systematic slavery. Without whips and chains, now it's bullets aimed at our brains. Black people are killed by police in the United States every day, and it's a shame that 95% of these cases are not broadcasted. The media knows when to spark outrage, and once again, it worked. Did you know that in 2014, undercover Ferguson police officers were caught inciting riots in the crowds to create anarchy? Then they were swiftly taken away from the scene. This is a tactic used by police departments to demonize us even more. The government has a goal. They want us to act violently so they can send in the big dogs, the National Guard and military. Martial law is when the military takes charge and become the official acting power in the state. With this, they are free to control anything or anyone as they are in charge. We cannot let that happen. We can go on and on about what tactics to use. Peaceful protests, violence, neither of these tactics are working. We find ourselves in a Malcolm X and MLK situation. For decades, we have been peacefully protesting, and it is proven time and time again that it doesn't accomplish a thing. It is good to get our word out, and it is good to hear our voice, but if you truly want change, that is not how we go about things. Violence doesn't work either, because that is literally making us look stupid, burning down our neighborhoods, our shops and stores, and in the end, who pays for it? Us. This also gives the media more opportunities to demonize us. This does not work either.
Using what has happened here in Ferguson as an excuse to just go out there and rob and loot, and obviously has zero or nothing to do with justice whatsoever.
The government, the police, white people, other races in general do not take us seriously because we have so many problems to fix first. Black people constantly kill each other in the streets. We bicker over foolishness such as dark skin and light skin separation. Deny the fact that we are Africans.
I'm tired of being labeled. I'm an American. I'm not an African American. I'm an American.
Fit into the stereotypes that the world wants us to be. You can be a good rapper, they say, or a good ball player, and if you're not either, then you're a thug and a threat. We can't rally for change if we have these very problems that the world will pick us apart for having. Black people need to come together, fix this problem within, and then march for change. Doing this will show them that we are ready to move on, because a race united is the biggest threat, as our strength would be unthinkable. Imagine a world where black people pushed aside the hate and ignorance and came together for change. So, where are we now? A world where black people are seen as a threat. A world where black people are getting killed, slaughtered for being black. Innocent men, women and children. Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Ezra Ford, Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray, Eric Garner, Alton Sterling, Philando Castle. The names can go on and on and on. We have seen black turn to burgundy with no justice time and time again, and I have personally had enough. Enough of the ignorance and hate. Enough of the shifting subject change, the disrespect you bring when we are talking about Black Lives Matter, innocent men, women and children being murdered, and then they bring up black on black crime. Black on black crime is an epidemic only we can deal with, and it's our problem, so it's completely irrelevant to this conversation. Every race has its own crime, but once again, blacks are demonized the most and shut down. Most mass shootings in America are done by white males, but do you see us bringing that to you in this conversation? Blacks will always have less opportunities than white people. We will always be shut down. They put us in rundown neighborhoods, plant drugs in our societies, which ultimately created gangs and started black on black crime. They shut us down from achieving greatness. They tell us, you can't do this and that.
But if you look on the graph of the 1960s, black illegitimacy, black crime rates, black bankruptcy, black suicide, on and on and on, it was as low as the whites or lower, because blacks knew that they'd been screwed over.
If a black male said he wants to be a pilot or a scientist or a doctor, why is the general response a surprised response? And it has been shown time and time again that they will also get special treatment in the society that they built. Blacks are being killed for nothing, and then they get mad when we run from them. We comply, you kill us. We don't comply, you kill us. So I ask you, the viewer, right now, what do we do to survive in a world that was set up for us to always fail? How do we move forward? We must come together.